my name is Dean Thompson and welcome to another Escape to Gaming. Today I've got a really interesting show and a fun one. I've had a goal of mine for about a year and a half now to seriously look into getting another PlayStation 2. I just recently unpacked, I've had things in storage for years now, and I found my old PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 memory cards. I said, God, I might actually have a bunch of saves on here from a lot of my favorite games. I'm very excited about getting those. I also found Mark Bussler from Classic Game Room a couple of Christmases ago, and for my birthday sent me a Super Breakout for the Atari 2600. He autographed it. He said, what does he say? He goes, Dean, thank you, Mark Bussler, Classic Game Room. So I was really stoked to find this. I'm going to put this on my shelf here with all my other things. So it's kind of neat finding a lot of old things. Recently I found all of my Vice City Grand Theft Auto CDs with all the different radio stations and what have you. So I've just been finding a treasure trove of old gaming magazines and a bunch of old strategy guides from even PlayStation 2 games. It's really cool. And I've had a couple friends of mine, Dean, just go out and buy yourself an analog TV. They're literally cheaper per pound than hamburger is, and you can really get a really killer deal on a nice analog TV. So I didn't know, the availability. As a guy, you probably can't even find him anymore. But I looked on the local Craigslist, and I found a bunch of them. They're going like hotcakes. I'd call on ones that literally would be on Craigslist that morning. They're already sold. So initially I was going to get a little 20-inch TV. And I said, well, that ought to be more than enough for my little room here. But I said, no, I'll get something a little bigger, because I had a 35-inch Hitachi Ultravision for 15 years, and all of a sudden one day it burned out. It literally burned out the week after I got my Xbox 360. So I'm like, oh God, now I gotta go out and buy an expensive TV. So I got a 46-inch Samsung, but I didn't realize that you can't play the older consoles and games on the newer TVs. So in 2009, I actually sold my PlayStation 2 to a friend of mine that wanted one. I just had it sitting there. I was so disgusted by the picture quality when I put the little RCA jacks into the TV. I said, the hell with this. I'll get rid of it. And I donated all my games to the Classic Game Room, my PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games, the ones that I had left, which are my hardcore favorites. So I've been really excited about getting the TV. So I found a killer deal on a 27-inch Sony Trinitron. They had advertised it as a 25-inch, but actually it was a 27-inch. And it's a progressive scan. It's got the widescreen capability. It's got a really razor-sharp picture. I was quite surprised. A couple light scratches on the chassis, but the TV is fantastic. It's got a built-in SRS surround sound, and I got the whole thing for $25. I didn't even have the heart to try to talk the gal down on it. Some people would have gone in for, I'll give you $15 for it or $20, but I was so thrilled. So I took my pickup over there because, man, those mothers are heavy. My wife and I could barely lift the thing up, put it in the back of my TV. And I have a special place for it right here in the corner, right underneath that little art table that I built for my art studio. So I'm really cool. I sit down on the couch, or actually not on the couch, but on the floor with a bunch of pillows and have a ball with it. So I'm really stoked. And then virtually the very same day, I went to my little mom and pop store, and I told them, I said, when you get one of the newer style PS2s in, let me know. They called me and go, Dean, we have one in. We got a black one and a white one. So I said, I'll be right there. So for $39.99, I got virtually, it looks like it's brand new. There's not even a scratch on it. I got a really clean little PS2, and I've got that right down here on the floor, right by my TV. And it looks awesome. It plays great. So I really scored. I was going to buy a brand new one off from Amazon, and I still might as a backup. I might just go ahead and get a brand new one. They have them on Walmart.com and Amazon for a little over $100. Still a really good deal considering what I paid for one, brand new in '95. And so I got the TV, I got the PlayStation 2, and then I got 4 games initially, all for under $100, and all of them pretty much in mint condition. So my games I'm pretty excited about. I've got started off, I've got this, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, one of my favorite games. I played it twice all the way through, got 100% completion. Did just massive amounts of the side quests and missions, found every hidden collectible. I played it to the point of just boredom. It put a tremendous amount of time into this for years, so I love this game. I was really stoked to find my mom and pop store is pretty good size, not as big as some of the ones in some of the larger cities. Like my friend showed me, Maurice, down in Los Angeles, they've got a place called Gamer Dude, and it's just like a warehouse. It's like a Best Buy filled with nothing but these older games. I'm really excited about going to LA later this year, and I'm definitely going to be hitting that place up. But I got my old Return to Castle, Wolfenstein Operation Resurrection. I love this game. This game just kicks ass. Major fun World War II style weapons with a lot of futuristic kinds of weapons as well. Great graphics. Again, I have an extra, I think 5 or 6 levels with the PS2 version. So it's quite different, and it has a lot more in-depth. And I've noticed that this version of it, the port of it, is way superior to the Tides of War Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which I went ahead and bought, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, and I was really disappointed with the quality. The port of this is by far the best, I think, even over the PC version. Sniper Elite, I love Sniper Elite V2. I've never played this. It was one of those ones that slipped through the cracks. I found a mint copy of this. I'm very excited about playing this. This is the only game that I bought recently that I haven't actually played, but I'm very pumped about this. This is one of my favorites. I played all the way through twice on the regular Xbox from Russia with Love 007. It actually has a likeness of Sean Connery, Robert Shaw, many of the Bond women and villains in here, and it's fantastic. It has all the authentic music from the actual film, and this is one of the most fun split screens I've ever played in my life. I had a friend of mine, we were obsessed with just the multiplayer in this. It has a split screen where you can actually use a jetpack. There's several levels, and you can fly with a jetpack with 2 different weapons, with rockets, with a rocket launcher, or machine guns, and it's fantastic. I've never had so much fun laughing nonstop playing this. There's a bunch of these buildings in Venice, Italy, and you fly up and around and under bridges and over rooftops with a jetpack, and it's just an absolute blast. Really just an incredibly immersive and fun single-player game, and the multiplayer is just very, very memorable in this one. I really had a good time, so I'm very looking forward to that. All of these are in mint shape. I got this, another favorite of mine is this Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. This is another incredible game. It's a platformer, kind of a third-person shooter, but really good. Good puzzles in it, kind of like a Tomb Raider type game, but really a lot of fun. And it's very challenging too. I still have never quite completed. I think I've got maybe 2/3 of the way through. There's one level I just beat my head against the wall over and over and said, the hell with this, and shut it off and rage quit. And I just never get back to it. So finally I'll be able to beat this. I can't wait. Manhunt, what can I say? I mean, I've mastered this. The PS2 version, I found my memory card. I have all the saves. You play it in the hardcore mode, where they take the little mini map off the HUD, and it's just a lot harder. The game, it unlocks, you can unlock these 4 additional levels, and those 4 levels are just incredible, really difficult and quite challenging. So, and I've also unlocked all the artwork and the other little hidden things that were in here. A lot of them you have like a time limit, 10 or 15 minutes. You got to go through a whole level in like record time to unlock a lot of these extra features. This one I've mastered. I put in a tremendous amount of time in Manhunt. A lot of fun. A lot of my friends and I would take turns playing this one. Every time my friend Chris would come over, dude, where's that Manhunt? And you put the Manhunt in. So I saw they had Manhunt 2 at my mom and pop store. I'm hoping it's still there. It's like 10 or 11 bucks. Got to go back and get that one too. Just kind of limited on money right now. So I was kind of like, this was something that was affordable. I mean, I put $100 down on my PS4, and I'm really excited, but I'm almost more excited in some ways to get this PlayStation 2 and this old crummy analog TV, as nice as it looks, than I am getting this next-gen console. I don't know what it is. It's probably just a sentimental nostalgia kick or what have you at this point, but I'm really pumped. Twisted Metal Black, this was the first game that I got when I bought my PlayStation 2, the first week it came out. I think it was. It was like the first week or a couple weeks that the system came out. I went in and bought it. Back then you could go in and buy it. There wasn't, this massive rush like there's today and riots and all that. It really didn't happen until later, until like the PlayStation 3, but and the Xbox 360. But I love Twisted Metal Black. This is another one that I was really delighted to find in my save file, and I've unlocked every level on it, all of the vehicles. This is a fantastic game. I virtually didn't buy any games for my PlayStation 2 for the first 4 months because I just immersed myself in this and mastered it. I just love Twisted Metal. And I like the new Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3. A lot of people complain about the multiplayer and some of the problems they have with the PlayStation Network, but I actually found it a lot of fun. Just a single player campaign on the new one is very, very fun. And if you go into the challenge mode on the new one, you can pick the levels that you want. You can pick the enemies that you want. You can customize your car, your loadouts. And then there's like 3 different ways that you can play it. So the challenge mode, to me, is what makes the new Twisted Metal so awesome. But anyway, getting on to the next one, I've got, this is one of my top 10 favorite PlayStation 2 games of all time. Now, this one I had to order from another city. It was actually my mom and pop store is part of a small chain in Northern California. They go, well, we don't have it, Dean, but an hour and a half or so away, we can get another sister store that has it. Would you like us to have it shipped to us? So I said, yeah, by all means. And that's Roadkill. Now, this came out in 2003. I actually had a demo for the PlayStation 2. That, I don't know if it was around the time, maybe I got Twisted Metal Black, I don't know, or shortly afterwards. I subscribed to PlayStation Magazine or something, and they sent me this little disc that came with the magazine, and it had a bunch of demos, like 4 or 5 demos. I think maybe Cool Borders was one of them, which I used to have those as well and really enjoyed them. And Roadkill was another one. It was still kind of in development. It was kind of a beta copy of it, but it was really cool, and I had fun, and it was the closest thing to the Mad Max and Road Warrior game. Now, the Super NES had Outlander back, I think, in the real early 90s, and it was really even more closer to Mad Max and the Road Warrior than this one. But this actually has Mad Max and Road Warrior style cars with machine gunners in the back. It actually has the big semi-truck that was in the Road Warrior that Paul's a tanker. That actual truck is in here. One of the Mad Max police cars, the MFP, Main Force Patrol police cars, is also in here. It's got a wide range of cars. You get 3 huge tracks, over 30 levels, tons of side missions, lots of races, challenge modes. You can upgrade the cars and the nitrous and your weapons. It's even in some ways more in-depth than some elements of Twisted Metal. It also has a fantastic radio stations, kind of like what Rockstar provides in Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City and San Andreas. It's got very comical radio stations with a hilarious talk radio. It's got some really classic rock stations that have surprisingly really good music. Judas Priest, April Wine, Foreigner, lots of classic rock bands in there. So I really love the sound design, the weapons, the explosions. It's a very unusual game. I don't know if it's made in the UK. I'm not really sure. It's Terminal Reality, I think, is the studio that made it. But I love this game. This is one of my top games. In some ways, I like it even better than Twisted Metal Black. It's fantastic. This is the closest thing. And all this, new hype over the new Mad Max game that's coming out next year, as well as the film that's in development right now. I said, you know what, man, I really miss my Roadkill game. So this is the impetus of what kind of catapulted me into getting another analog TV and my PlayStation 2 was this game. So I would highly recommend this. It's amazingly good, very fun. It has a lot of adult content, what have you, and it's kind of gory, blood splatters all over the screen when you hit bodies or whatever. And this game, this kind of theme has been emulated quite a bit, but this is an early apocalypse type game, long before it became really trendy like it is now. So I'm very, very happy to have these PlayStation games. I have a few other ones in order. They're looking for a clean copy of the game Warriors, another Rockstar game, one of my favorites. I also found in my save file, I have everything for the Warriors as well. So that one I want to go back into and maybe replay it from the beginning. What else did I get? Oh, one of my favorite games for the original PlayStation 1 was Myst 1. Then they had, I think, a Myst Ribbon, which had like 5 or 7, CD-ROM discs that came with it, which I never played that one. But for the PlayStation 2, they had another game called Myst 3 Exile, which is fantastic. Beautiful graphics, a really hard puzzle game. I mean, now, Myst 1 and Myst 3 Exile, I both played. Now, back then, you had no internet for help. I mean, you get stuck on it. You're pretty much on your own. So, I mean, it was one of those things where you just really were just stretch your brain right to the hilt. So they found me one of those in another sister mom and pop store out of town. That one's being shipped in. The Warriors is being shipped in. And I think, what other one? Freedom Fighters, which I played and beat on my old Xbox. And I loved that game. And I said, you know what, I wonder if they made a port for the PlayStation 2. And sure as hell they did. So I'm going to be really excited to get that one too. I love Freedom Fighters. It was just a great, kind of a cute little squad-based tactics in it. And just kind of an interesting concept. The Russians invade New York, and you're part of a kind of elite group of these kind of an underground element that tries to fight up against the Russians. So It's a great game. One of my favorite games that I played actually on my old Xbox. So I don't know. I mean, I'm tempted to get an Xbox as well, just to get a couple Xbox exclusives like the original Forza I still really like. Cold Fear was another one I really like, which I can get for the PlayStation 2. It's kind of pricey. That one's like close to $30. It's kind of rare, hard to get. I'm still looking for many other titles. What was the other one I like? Shell Shock. Nam 1967. That's another Vietnam film I really like. There's another one called Conflict Vietnam, which I haven't played. I've been tempted to get. I saw that one down at my game store. So I've got a whole cavalcade of these games. Probably another 10 or 12. I could go nuts and buy everything in sight. But I'm trying to just focus on the ones that I know that I really want to play, that I realistically could see myself playing. So I'm not going to build an enormous collection. But if I have a dozen, at the end of the day, have a dozen or maybe even 15 good PS2 games, I'm going to be as happy as a clam at high tide. So the Super NES will be next. If I can find a really clean copy of that, I would love to get Super Star Wars again. I mean, one of the hardest games I ever played. I got all the way to the trenches on the Death Star. I just never could finish it. I was right near the end and just couldn't finish it. So I kind of want to get that and finish it. Of course, Outlander, another Mad Max game. Really the first one that was very true to the original look and story and the cars and everything for the Super NES as well. F-15, Strike Eagle, a whole bunch of other games that I had for the Super NES. I had a pile of them. I think a stack of cartridges that were over 2 feet high. I really enjoyed that. So it'd be nice to get maybe 8 or 10 of those games back as well. So I'm just excited because this analog TV opens up a whole a whole door to kind of the old days. So I don't want to spend all my time living in the past and playing old games, but it's just really fun. I mean, I've had so much fun with the new PlayStation 3 and with the Xbox 360 since '09 and all the great games that it's been years of kind of forgetting how much fun I had with these old systems. It's just nice to know that you can still get them and still have a ball, and many of these PlayStation 2 games are still available. Now for the PlayStation 1, which I have the PlayStation 1 memory card here, those, I probably will get the original Twisted Metal again, the original Road Rash, if I can find really mint copies of them, and definitely I'll get Duke Nukem Time to Kill and Duke Nukem Land of the Babes, were my favorite third-person shooter platformers for the PlayStation 1. I might even get the original Myst game, I'm not sure, because I already have that, on my PlayStation 3 already downloaded. So it's just nice to have the old console, to kind of see it through the eyes of an analog TV again is really neat. So I'm excited about the PlayStation 4 that this down the road through, I guess via the cloud, you'll be able to play many PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 classics. You'll be able to play through the PlayStation 4. But in the meantime, I got the PlayStation 2. I'm very, very happy. I feel like a little kid again. I don't know what it is. I didn't spend that much money, but I felt like I've spent hundreds of dollars. I'm really having a ball. So just kind of a little update as to what I'm up to. And my studio is pretty much all done now. I'm going to be working real soon on kind of my Escape to Cinema show pretty soon with my top 10 science fiction movies of all time. Or I might even go top 20. It's just so many movies. And, dramas and great action films and cult classics and TV shows that you got to see from the old days. And many of these things I'll suggest, things you'll be able to watch on Netflix or be able to still find, used DVDs really cheap. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful summer. We're all very excited about Grand Theft Auto 5, this new Splinter Cell game, and I can't wait to get this new XCOM the Bureau. In fact, I got to go down and pre-order it real soon. I keep seeing more and more videos on it, and it looks fantastic. So really, really pumped about the future games, even for the current gen consoles we have, not to mention the fantastic games, the river of them that's going to be coming in the next couple of years for these next gen consoles. Very, very pumped. So again, thanks for watching. You've been watching another Escape to Gaming. You guys enjoy your games and have a wonderful summer. Thanks again.